I tested 8 of the best-selling robot vacuum and mop combos at every major price point, from about $100 all the way up to full premium, in my real, messy, kid-filled, high-traffic home. And here's what surprised me. Some of the cheapest ones cleaned better than I expected, and some of the expensive ones weren't worth the money. And my favorite of the bunch wasn't at the top of the price spectrum. I live with kids, carpets, rugs, vinyl plank floors, and crumbs everywhere. So this wasn't a lab test. This was daily chaos. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. And by the end, I'll let you know which ones are worth the money and which ones you should probably skip. I've linked every one of these below if you want to check current pricing. I've bought and tested all of these myself in my real home. So if that kind of honest testing helps you, subscribe. I've got more comparisons coming. 1. The Tikom Robot Vacuum and Mop. This is the budget baseline. There's really not much out there that's less expensive than this one, and honestly, it surprised me. I've tried a lot of low-budget vacuum mop combos that felt like toys. The Tikom is a noticeable step up from those. First, it includes a remote control. None of the other vacuum mops on my list do. That's huge for anyone who doesn't want to deal with apps or Wi-Fi setup. You can literally push a button and let it go. Vacuuming was better than I expected. On carpet, it picked up almost all these corn chips. I've tested far more expensive robots that didn't do that as cleanly. I'll show you a few later. But performance can be inconsistent. If debris is slightly too large, it sometimes just pushes it around along with everything it tries to pick up after. The mop also overperformed for the price. It actually leaves the floor looking cleaner, but it uses a lot of water. Totally fine on my vinyl plank, but I would not use this regularly on hardwood. It can also leave streaks if you don't towel dry it afterwards. But the big weakness is navigation. There's no mapping, no room selection, no obstacle avoidance. It does zigzag more reliably than true random bots, and follows the walls fairly well, but I still had to follow it around and move it to where I wanted it to clean in my large open main floor, because it's not smart enough to stay in a room without walls. But in a small apartment with laminate or vinyl flooring, this could be fantastic, especially for the price. In a large cluttered home, not ideal. Affiliate links are below if you want to check it out. 2. The Roborock Q7L5. This is where robots start feeling intentional. Vacuum performance was roughly equal to the Tikom in raw power, but everything else stepped up significantly. The LiDAR navigation changes the experience completely. It maps your home, cleans in straight lines, and covers rooms efficiently. You can select rooms, adjust suction, set no-go zones, and even pre-schedule cleanings. Battery life is noticeably better too. It easily handled my 1,000-square-foot main floor in one run. The mop is still basically a cloth being dragged behind the vacuum though, so it's maintenance level, not scrubbing dried spills. But you can adjust water levels, so it's much safer than the Tikom for wood floors. It's also less likely to streak, and coverage is much more consistent because of the mapping. This is a meaningful step up, and in my opinion, completely worth the extra money if you have it in your budget. Affiliate links are below. 3. The Roomba Combo 105 Auto Empty. This one looks impressive because of the auto empty dock. And yes, it empties its own dustbin, which is convenient. But here's the issue. The dock doesn't make your floors cleaner. Vacuuming performance was solid, but not better than the Roborock. On carpet, it didn't feel as aggressive or consistent. Navigation was decent, but less precise than the Roborock, so cleaning took longer. The mop is still a drag pad, no scrubbing, no spinning pads, though it does add a back and forth motion on its deep clean setting that will clean a little more deeply than the Roborock. And battery life, a significant step down. It only makes it about 600 square feet before needing to charge for several hours. So what are you really paying extra for? The dock. And honestly, you still have to maintain the mop, washing the pad after every clean. And if you're doing that anyway, emptying the dustbin manually only takes a minute. Paying extra for a dock when cleaning performance doesn't improve doesn't feel worth it to me. But just wait, because with the next one, the dock starts to actually make sense. The Roomba's linked below if you want to check out current pricing. 4. The Mova P10. This one gets a lot of love online. In my experience, it's good, but not standout. However, it is a big step up from the Roomba. That's mostly because of the self-cleaning dock, because this one doesn't just empty the dustbin, it handles everything. Washing and drying the mop with hot water and warm air, refilling clean water and emptying dirty water, and emptying the dustbin after every clean. It even adds cleaning solution to the water at just the right level, taking you out of the equation almost completely. All you have to do is empty dirty water and refill clean water once a week at the station, and change out the vacuum bag every few months. I love this, mostly because it's automatic and it means I don't forget to take care of the mop, leaving a mildewy mess. But beyond the station, the Mova isn't really my favorite. Vacuum power is okay. It handles everyday debris, but doesn't outperform the cheaper robots on carpet. Navigation was okay, but it definitely misses more spots than the Roborock. It doesn't have advanced obstacle avoidance, so it's really not much of a step up from the Roomba and Roborock. And sometimes it treated rugs or thresholds like obstacles when they weren't. Mopping, however, is the other place where this really takes a big step up. It has dual spinning mop pads, which clean way better than the dragged mop cloths of the Tikom, Roborock, and Roomba, because they can actually scrub. And they reach out and clean edges too, so you get a clean floor from wall to wall. Also, now we're finally into the tier where robots lift their mop pads automatically when they get to carpet, so you don't have to babysit them, making sure to remove the mop pad before they enter carpeted rooms or go over rugs. This robot feels reliable in open areas and simple layouts, but for the price tier, I expected stronger suction and smarter navigation. It's not bad, it's just not exceptional, like the one I'm about to show you. Affiliate links are below. 5. The Ecovacs T50 Pro. This is one of my favorites. It's often less expensive than the Mova and gives you so much more for your money. Strong suction. This thing picks up almost everything in its path. Solid obstacle avoidance. It doesn't avoid every single thing, but most common objects like socks and cords aren't a problem. And spinning mop pads that actually scrub and take care of edges. Plus, it's shorter than all the other vacuums on the list except the Tikom, so it can get under nearly every piece of furniture in my house, taking care of all those dusty spots most vacuums never touch. Its dock does everything the Movas can do, but washes its mops with hotter water, keeping them fresher. It feels balanced, everything works well on this machine, and the price is still reasonably affordable. There are vacuums and mops that do things better, but I'm not sure any of them give you more for your money than the Ecovacs T50 Pro. There are links below if you want to check out current pricing. 6. The Eufy E25. The E25 has one standout strength, the mop. It introduces the roller mop, which is becoming a favorite for companies making premium robot vacuum mop combos. And I 100% agree that it's a stronger, better mop in general than spin mops. It applies more downward pressure and gives you a beautiful, completely streak-free shine. But it does not have edge mopping, and that matters. You'll notice along baseboards. Vacuuming is okay, but here's the surprise. It's not stronger than the T50 Pro or even the Roborock. It handles daily debris fine, but dense carpet pickup isn't perfect. Navigation is good, but obstacle avoidance isn't top tier. It couldn't handle the tricky spots in my house, like these chair legs or guitar stands, things the T50 Pro didn't have any issues with. You can set no-go zones on the Eufy, as well as all the previous vacuums except the Tikom, but the no-go zone means the area around the obstacle doesn't get cleaned, which is kind of a bummer. If you have mostly hard floors, don't deal with a lot of edge mess, and can keep obstacles to a minimum, the E25 has a really amazing mop. But it's probably not a great option for carpets, cluttered floors, or tricky obstacles. Affiliate links are below. 7. The Shark PowerDetect NeverTouch Pro. This one is interesting. It sells a ton because, well, it's a shark. But I expected really strong vacuuming, and while its vacuum does a decent job, it's not one of the best. The T50 Pro picked up better on carpet. And the mopping is really underwhelming for the price. It doesn't use spinning pads or a roller mop. Instead, it returns to the single mop pad design of the first three. It does vibrate the mop a little, but it just isn't capable of handling the kind of messes the previous three can. And you can see the difference in floor results. And obstacle avoidance, the thing it touts as its biggest skill, is a little less than stellar. It can almost always get itself unstuck when it rolls over something, which is great in cluttered homes. But the fact that it runs over so much in the first place isn't totally comforting. And it's more expensive than everything here except the last one. For that kind of money, I expect really great balanced performance. This just doesn't have that. Linked below if you want to check pricing. 8. The Dreame L50 Ultra. You'll notice this looks a lot like the Mova P10. The companies share body design, but that's really where the similarities end. The Dreame is a premium vacuum mop in both price and functionality. It has really strong suction, picking up nearly everything. It also has advanced mopping with excellent edge and cleaning capabilities. Plus, it adds a very cool feature, mop removal. While the previous 4 vacuums can lift their mops when going onto carpet, they can still get high pile carpets a little damp, particularly at transitions. The Dreame can do its mopping and then stop at the station to remove its mops automatically before it vacuums carpet, meaning no more mops on carpet ever. But its biggest upgrade over the other vacuums on the list is obstacle avoidance. Of all the vacuum mop combos I've tested, it had the best obstacle avoidance by far. It avoids things other vacuums just roll over, from socks and cords to tiny toys and even this Go Fish card. It's the only vacuum on the list I'd trust to auto-clean in a home where pets leave surprises you wouldn't want an expensive vacuum to roll over. The only downside I've seen with this one is that because its obstacle avoidance is so sensitive, it can avoid taller thresholds and rugs, and you'll have to dial in the settings so it avoids what you want it to avoid and not what you want it to clean. But overall, this one, even at a premium price, feels worth the money. You're paying here for performance and convenience. If you want the most hands-off floor care, this delivers. Affiliate links below. So, which of these robot vacuum mop combos are actually worth it? For a bargain price that actually does a decent job cleaning, the Tikom is well worth what you'll pay for it, especially for a small apartment with non-wood flooring. Upgrading to the Roborock is 100% worth the money if you want navigation that will make sure the robot cleans every inch of flooring and allows for cleaning in a more open concept layout. The Ecovacs T50 Pro is, in my opinion, the best dollar for dollar investment on the list, giving you excellent cleaning, hand-free convenience, very good navigation and obstacle avoidance, all in a compact package that will keep the area underneath your china hutch dust-free. I'm a big fan of this one. The Eufy E25 has a stellar mop, so if you're looking for gorgeous streak-free floors and you don't have a lot of carpet, obstacles, or messy edges, this one is worth the price. The Dreame L50 Ultra gives you the extra upgrades that you can only find on a premium robot. Near perfect obstacle avoidance, mop removal before carpet vacuuming, all with a very good vacuum and mop, make this completely worth the premium price. All of these are linked below, and if this kind of real-world testing helps you avoid wasting money, subscribe. I test these so you don't have to.